seconds away. It is Harry McLaughlin-Phillips, who has scored 23 points in this competition, including 11 in the semi-final for 5th and 6th place, who gets us underway. Not a hand laid on the ball. Australia defeating Wales in a tightly contested affair, 36-29 in the end, just 7 points in it to win their way into this 5th, 6th playoff game.
Guys, open up. Keep your mark, please.
Marcos Kamelings, Argentine hooker, who also plays in the tight head position. And a little false throw from the hooker gives an early free kick to the junior Wallabies. Quick to tap and go. Tupolotto with the carry. Strong work from Dane Sloers of the Force.
No hands.
Well, Dan Nelson played at the back of that ruck. Elias came pouring through, Argentina's captain.
Playing the 9.
Playing Nelson illegally, straight out in front, and worth noting that Australia play with this very strong wind at their backs for the first 40.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
And they're making the choice to go to post this time, so really going to try and use the wind behind their backs to their advantage. For Argentina, in their very bright white shirts, just for the moment, they're going to have to be so aware of the discipline, because Argentina, or Australia rather, is the kind of side that plays set pieces, plays, you know, phase to phase, wants to take the points when points are on offer.
Almost casual in his approach there. Harry McLaughlin-Phillips is a couple of steps back. Why use up all the time on the shot clock? Let's get the points on the board. Australia with the early lead. And the rain had abated for quite some time prior to this game, and as fate would have it, as the game gets underway, the showers are back. Just a law variation, in case you were wondering and you're watching this competition for the first time. You can call the mark of a restart in your own 22, as Australia chose to do then. Elias.
Left and play on.
Clever from Argentina's captain, leaving the ball, getting back to his feet and making a few more valuable meters on the drive. Then the hoist over the top. DiBiase.
Have to retreat.
And Argentina's players not retreating. It's a very difficult win. We've seen it in the earlier 2 games here for the scrum halves to box kick to get their judgment correct.
Yeah, you got to move out of the 10-meter radius from where the kick was taken.
That is superb from Harry McLaughlin-Phillips.
And this is where you're going to see the opposite ends of the wind. The ball really just actually went back to where it came from. So you're trying to retreat, but the ball's coming back even further. So it makes it very, very difficult to get out of that and giving away the penalty. But that, as you mentioned, Matthew, a spectacular kick on the 5-meter. Perfect opportunity for Australia.
Line out win. Aiden Ikanaka, who is part of Australia's Sevens program. Aiden Ikanaka. Penalty, Argentina. One drive too many. And isolated in the carry, Linton Yeli.
He's always very opportunistic and really brave to try and go for that steal right on your line, because anything goes wrong, the referee might deem it a penalty try, getting involved. But, you know, if it works and when it pays dividends, it really does pay dividends well.
Say again.
Benjamin Elizalde
I got here.
with the clearance kick.
Gold, open up.
Towards the tail, it looked as though it was being blown by the wind, but no contest from Australia. That's another little law variation if there isn't
Hold last feet, gold.
a contest from the opposition. And it's play on for a skew throw. Another extraordinary kick from Thomas DiBiase. Coming down almost in the same spot from where he kicked it. Dane Sawyers. Beautifully out the back for Shane Wilcox. This is promising. Ekanyake. Little juggle from Yeli. Did well to hold on and make it available. Archie Saunders. We've got a try in the 5th-6th semi-final against Wales. McLaughlin Phillips. Wonderful defensive line speed from Argentina, hitting hard in the tackle. That ball squirted out of the back of the ruck. Pressure on Dan Nelson. They've done well to recover that situation. Having been driven back. Yeli. Nelson and McLaughlin Phillips. Using the wind to carry the ball forward. Santino De Luca. Good read from Argentina's fly half. Running on to the ball.
Use it. Retreat. Wide retreat. And 0-1.
Much lower trajectory on the kick that time, not surprisingly. Wilcox trying to skid the ball off this muddy turf. It's a wonderful kick.
Yeah, I don't play golf, but I know that if you've got to keep it low and drive hard, and that's going to get you the most distance against a wind like this. Those box kicks we've seen, tried 3 box kicks already, has DiBiase, and it's just not gone anywhere. The third one, low drive. But still pinned back, Argentina.
All 3 lineouts so far, 4-man lineouts called by Argentina because of exactly what we're seeing now. First receiver being a big, powerful ball carrier.
Stop.
That time in the form of Juan Pedro Bernasconi. Wilcox's kick, well dealt with. De Luca. And that's brilliant from Argentina's fly half. That's a massive kick into the wind.
I think this game's going to be a game of chess, not checkers, Matty. It's going to be about who's going to try and pierce the right areas at the right time. It's going to be a territorial battle, try and get them in the right areas, but pensive in that coaching box.
Nathan Gray, capped 35 times by Australia as the rain gets heavier and heavier. Flat ball for Jack Harley, Rugby's number 8.
Add on. It's inside. Pull back wide.
And a good distance on the clearance kick, keeping it much lower. Wilcox. Santino De Luca.
Pull back wide.
Tracking back. Caden Pritchard. You called it. It's just a end-to-end kicking battle, but now Argentina possibly and rightfully spotting some mismatches. 2 prop forwards in the defensive line there. They realized it was on. Execution let them down.
Absolutely. Great spot there. Realized that they had potentially had the pace on the forwards, played it back on the inside. Dibiase just not able to keep ball in hand, and I was just about to commend the great handling out of the air from both of these sides to be able, you know, to pick the ball up and go. But Matt, I think this is where things are going to get incredibly tricky is at scrum time. It's just been, it's the absolute downpours come down. We saw in the previous game the field, you know, completely lifting under the mud, lifting out of the boots of the forward pack, and there wasn't any rain. Now we've added rain to the situation.
Okay, clear break, quick stability from you two.
We're going to have to get tight, close.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Steady! Keep it up!
Well done, both packs of forwards. That's all we can say off the back of that. Off his left wing was Archer Saunders, just losing his footing in the mud as he tried to make the step. Harley. Little knock there from Australia. Thomas Medina with the defensive effort.
Got off his line very, very quickly. Went low. I think it might have just been a tackle. Shoulder might have just hit that Medina, but that's a celebration if you're an outside centre and you're taking down the likes of Bernasco.
Keep that down.
Apologies, it was Harley. And now, so what happened was, on the other end of the field, there was more grass. This is only mud on this side of the field.
Bind! Set!
Powerful Argentine scrum. They will have expected more from that.
I think in these conditions, if you've got a little bit of dominance in the scrum, rather just award the dominance.
You need to stay in the battle. You went up first.
Okay, well, I don't know if Morten heard us. He said didn't stay in the battle, did Camerlinks. Look at that, that's just lifting under the feet of the Australians. And if we thought it couldn't get any worse, there is more rain that's come down. It was a slight drizzle, it is now a downpour.
Down on this near side, and it is Argentina who get reward this time. Australia's tight head, Nick Bloomfield.
Nick Bloomfield is actually the strongest scrummager. He's really knows how to get a good shoulder in. Against the Welsh side last week, he was the one that was getting the penalties for Australia, but gets the hits in and then just loses his footing, goes down completely.
Different line-out formation this time for Argentina, and the ball carrier remaining at the front as Australia didn't want to engage. Clever from both sides. Clever to show the ball up in the air, saying, I am the ball carrier, I'm at the head of the arrow.
Offside, last feet at the ball.
You can see the physicality of Argentina. They want to start flexing their muscles a little bit in front. They've got really quick backs as well, do Argentina.
Yeah, but you
And I
need to be
think
last feet.
in the conditions that we're in, you've got to keep it tight. The forwards are going to be doing a lot of the hard work.
And a feature of both their victories against South Africa was the power, the strength, the coordination of them all looking for opportunities.
There's not behind the last man's feet at that breakdown, so offside, granting Argentina opportunity.
No contest from Australia, and too late on the sack as well. Another penalty advantage. Free play here for Argentina. Taking the attention of two pillar defenders. Two Wallabies on the ground. Rapetti.
So it's collapsing at the maul, and then offside as well.
3 penalties in quick succession.
Collapsing to be immediate, and then offside. So you have 2 options at the maul.
Imagine that referee Mono Ferreira at some point in time might have a chat with Robert Ferguson, and this is interesting to call the scrum off of.
So,
well, it is on a lush piece of green grass.
Yeah, they found the one good piece of grass, and they decided they're going to scrum on that.
Thank you.
I'm going to try and again use that physicality we spoke about, try and dismantle the Australian scrum. Got the penalty earlier on. It's all going to be about game management today.
A weight of advantage of around about 8 kilograms a man in the scrum, but doesn't necessarily make a tangible difference.
Set. Can use it.
Created a little hill at the back of that scrum.
Off feet now, leave it.
DiBiase. Elias, Argentina's captain, unable to make headway. Defence remains committed from Australia. Pillars working well, but now Jack Harley just getting caught on the wrong side of a tackle. Has to get back in the defensive line.
Okay, last feet.
Pick and go, pick and go. Elias.
Last feet 5.
A little shift that time, that's clever, and Rapetti is held up.
They really did well, did the Argentinians. Got in, got hard, stayed tight, tried to just shift off the outside shoulders. Rapetti thought he did enough. Just keeping it tight. And then it's just a slight step. It's not a lot, but it's just a slight step to be able to get on the outside. It's great defense from the Australians.
Opportunity to relieve some territorial pressure with the goal line dropout. Juan Pedro Bernasconi. That could have worked very nicely for Argentina. The pass just a fraction behind Efrain Elias to halt his run. Across the face, lost forward. Turnover for Australia, which they opt to kick.
Yeah, it's always tough to change defense into attack, especially in these conditions. Slippery, everyone's slippering. You have to get back into defense or get back into attacking your attacking shape. So all it was about relieving a little bit of pressure that you were under, Ikanyako.
Another 4-man line-out. Good contest that time from Australia, forcing the knock-on.
Small margins. There's not a lot in this game. It's just knowing when to compete you know, knowing when to put pressure on the outside runners, when you got to get up in the faces.
Toby McPherson offered the option of a scrum or a line out because of that little knock on the ground before crossing touch.
Go, let's go.
Australia walking into what will be a 5-man. McLaughlin Phillips. Oh, it's quick ball for Dan Nelson to work with. And the skipper, McPherson.
3 straight off feet.
Well, diving off their feet. It's against Nick Bloomfield.
It's tough to stay on your feet when the ground's slipping out under you. You have to commend Efrain Elias, the captain of the Argentinians. His back in game work rate is so high. Makes a tackle, gets the fold, makes another tackle. I think if Bloomfield hadn't gone off his feet, he would have tried to isolate and go for the steal. Just keeping it close around at ruck time, making the hits, Toby McPherson, and then it was all just trying to seal, get the seal, but you just slipped, did Nick Bloomfield.
Untidy ball tapped down by D'Oliveira. And then Torado. A little bit of blocking running there, and a man has stayed down for Argentina, but this is brilliant from Rossetto. Sanchez Vallarolo in the midfield. Quick ruck ball again for De Luca to work with. Finding a bit of rhythm now, Argentina. Rapetti. Pick and go from Garcia Yandolino.
Balls available, yeah. Balls available.
Bernasconi. DiBiase.
Trip forward. Open up goals.
Fernandez de Oliveira. I won't mind this. Argentina taking the ball through multiple phases into the 10th phase they go now. Just
Advantage over.
drawing tackle after Australia. Sanchez Vallarolo with a strong carry, and yeah, well, as you say, they've looked after the ball well and forced Australia to defend, lose the ball forward.
Commentator's curse. Quite a thing, Matty. Yeah, they did really well. 10 plus phases. I'm really impressed with the way that they're actually moving off the ball, Argentina. They've got a number of runners coming around, and then it allows the offload option in contact, but also allows you to potentially play the trigger ball out the back. So they're doing really well to manage their conditions. They've got a good understanding of the kind of players they've got around. Testing Australia's defense. Australia throughout the competition, unfortunately, have not been on the right side of the discipline count and of the penalty count. Might be called for obstruction there ever so slightly, but they just say he's a dummy runner.
Well, there's a bit of
head
potential
contact.
shoulder to head there.
Sorry.
Thomas Medina, the man needing some attention, but he was involved in that clash. Well, we are going to have a look.
We're going to show you a clip of head contact. Tell me when you're at the screen.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ben Krause is the television match official.
Yep.
at the very least, it's obstructive running because he's changing his angle, and contact there with Caden Pritchard.
So Morne, this will be your best angle. That is direct head contact.
Okay, so it's direct head contact.
That's correct.
Players up front is avoidable, so we do have foul play, and it meets the yellow card threshold. So number 13, gold.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, thank you. You can come back to me. Right. Yeah.
Ball carry there, like that's an obstruction.
I understand that, but it's not an obstructing line. He's in a position to catch it, and then they run behind him. So it is foul play because it's upright, there's head contact, and it's foul play.
So you can't actually get through.
Meets the yellow card threshold.
Yeah, Toby McPherson actually saying he was already committed. There was no way for him to get out of the way. Caden Pritchard, unfortunately, just a man on the wrong side of that. Thomas Medina came in with the short line option. There was no change in height, unfortunately, from Pritchard either. So if he had received the ball, and I think this is what Morne Ferreira is alluding to, is if he had received the ball, though, that would have been a high tackle.
Pete, Lingy, get him up again, lad.
Yeah, really good.
So that footage is also being reviewed. We've seen a card upgraded to red earlier in the day in the Fiji-Spain match.
And it's gone to the front. Scrum will line up.
So there's a contest.
Scrum will line up.
And then the new laws of the game. Contest. Stu going to get the call every time. And it's interesting that they're opting to go for the line-out option, Australia.
Well, you have one, I'll have one.
Exactly. Thing with this law, though, and now it's going to be the scrum.
Yeah, sure.
The law does allow for play and ball and play time. However, my question would be around, if I send up a player late to contest, does that then still qualify as a contest, and would it then still qualify as a skew throw? Again, these are just things you lie in bed at night and think about before you come a commentator again.
But it's also why these things are being trialled in championships like this, to see what is the effect, what is the outcome.
Set! And use it! Use it!
Powerful second surge from Argentina. The call of use it came a couple of times. Oh, some deft little touches amongst the backs, and into the line comes fullback Elizalde. And Argentina in for the first. Timoteo Silva for Argentina. There may be a look, though. There may be a second look at this.
Oh, talk about soft hands. The scrum completely suits the Argentinian play, and then back ball sends it through the hands, looks for the offload, keeps ball alive in contact with the offload, and then it looks like it might be Thomas Medina that they're going to be questioning. Here's the support line. Thomas Medina gives the offload away, and I think the argument would be he tries to keep himself alive in case the inside pass comes again.
The number 1 off goal is standing up, Chris.
And from that angle, he doesn't change his line, does he, at all? He's not obstructing. It's an extremely difficult kick from the right-hand touchline, but some slick handling in any conditions, let alone these.
No, completely slick handling. We've also got to remember they've got one man up in the back line with Pritchard off for the yellow card. But that's just showing off your skills.
Brilliant work from Benjamin Elizalde. Now the mark called, Santino Di Luca.
Yeah, on me.
his free kick holding up into that strong wind.
Stop 3.
McLaughlin Phillips goes long and too much on that kick, allowing for an easy mark. Argentina more than happy to just slow the game down, manage it with a slender lead, and they'll have the advantage of the wind in the second half. Opportunity up the left for Australia, where they perceived an extra man. Yelly. McLaughlin Phillips, and then clever kick into the corner from Australia. Argentina wanting to run out. Superb again from Elizalde. Really has made a mark on this game in the first half hour.
Stop, White.
He's swirling around in the wind. Wilcox. McLaughlin Phillips. And Archer Saunders. And they're finding some space out to the left. Jared McLeod with the ball for Ronan Leahy. Keeping the ball alive. Good ruck speed from Australia. Not allowing that Argentine defence an opportunity to reset. Nelson, Harley. Forwards coming around the corner. Little slip from Dane Sawyers.
Mona, we got the outcome for the bunker review.
Yes.
So the yellow card will remain a yellow card.
Yes.
The degree of danger was not high.
Thank you. Thumbs up. So we got...
Can you watch your attempt to roll? They're just running, like, maybe to the side, but they've got to make an attempt to get out of there.
Sure. So from the bunker, it will remain the yellow card. Low degree of danger. Thumbs still off.
So Pritchard's yellow card will remain a yellow card. Unfortunate.
Inside, yeah.
Sawyer's just got the slip going into contact. It's quite dangerous in these conditions. If you slip and if your knee or ankle gets caught under a ruck, and for any other rugby player that's had a knee or an ankle injury, watching what these guys are doing in these conditions is something amazing mobility wise. But you have to commend the soft skills that are still being shown by both of these sides. They're sending the ball through hands. They really are testing the defense of the other team. Argentina's done really well to stay tight in their defense. You can't stretch it out too wide, because with the skills that Australia are showing, they know how to get it out to the outside really, really quickly.
Well, what's showing up at the moment, if you drill down into these tackle statistics, is the number of tackles being made by the tight forwards of Argentina. You look at their captain, Elias Rapetti, Kamalink, Correa. Between them, 20 of Argentina's tackles. It means that with Australia employing a lot of, not necessarily pick and goes, but one-off runners, big forwards, Argentina's tight forwards really getting stuck into their defensive effort.
Set.
A messy scrum that's gone forward of Argentina as well. The loose head side here for Argentina. Diego Correa looked as though he was going round and in.
Yeah, exactly. Looked like he was just scrumming skew, wasn't going straight. So you got to scrum straight, you got to go through the mark, you got to keep your hips square. That pass just not on the chest. Sometimes ask the scrum, just go a little softer in these conditions. We love a bullet pass, but really tough to catch those in these conditions.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Scrum all the way on the right-hand side of the field, just inside those trams.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Good scrum from Australia, and Leahy brought in off his right wing. It's clever from the junior Wallabies. Then the carry from Harley. That looks high. Arm around the neck in that tackle. McLaughlin Phillips. McLeod. And on the bounce to Leahy.
Okay. Relax.
And plenty after the whistle there.
Leave it.
It's Leahy and it's Thomas Medina.
Thomas Medina, he's been all over. He's been at the bottom of breakdowns, making hits. He contributed to the try that we saw, Argentina's only try. I went forward, picked it up on the bounce, gets really low, and then lifts him up. Just a bit of a drive in the tackle. Just as we thought that the rain was starting to ease up a little bit. Looks like it's another cloud break.
Let's go, guys. Time back on. Step off the marker.
Just a reminder that Australia had one of their pool matches abandoned on this ground against Ireland, so a game short. I just wonder how much that might tell towards the back end of a game like this on a heavy surface. Bernasconi lost forward in contact. Just seconds remain before Caden Pritchard is allowed back onto the field.
Let's move over a bit.
Doesn't look great down there, Matt. Not even a little bit. You don't even want to bring it up, but the question is, how much more can the field take?
I was here on the day when that Australia-Ireland game was abandoned, as Caden Pritchard comes back on, and there were huge parts of the field were visibly underwater. There's plenty of water that had collected. We saw similar scenes in the Rugby Championship on the aptly named Sunshine Coast in Australia. Strong run in the midfield from Jared McLeod. Quick ruck ball for Nelson. Harley is cut down on the goal line. Some clever angles being run, this time by Sawyers.
No hands! Last feet.
What a boost this would be for Australia as we approach half-time. To burst a hole. Clever from Argentina, just spreading out defensively once the ball is on the ground. No unnecessary contact from them around the tackle area. Just makes himself available again as Harley Corju goes with the pick and drive. Now another opportunity for the backs, and McLeod is pulling that. Pounced on by Argentina, and the race is on here for Rosetto. Gets boot to ball, and it was brave from Archer Saunders as well to stay down on the ground protecting the ball.
No, 6.
They must build again with Wilcox filling in
Release now, tackle.
Scrum half. Nelson back in position.
Gold, wait here, stop. And on.
McLaughlin Phillips.
And white.
Ball controlled off the boot.
Ball back goes.
And happy to kick for touch, finding it inside Argentina's half. Shane Wilcox. Oh, there are some puddles starting to form.
And we spoke about those bright white shirts, wondering how long they were going to stay bright white. Might be enough rain to wash the mud off the jerseys. But it's going to become incredibly difficult to try and handle the ball. We won't see expansive rugby.
Lost forward at line out time by Argentina. Ball going to the front, Sawyers.
First off white, then I've got... No, it's fair contact. Guys, we're not going to get a better...
You can almost see referee Mono Ferreira marching back to try and find a piece of grass that they could potentially work with, but fair contest in the air. Argentina unable to handle it with their front jumpers.
Okay, let's keep working on.
They've done really well, Matty, at scrum time to stay up, to make it somewhat of a contest.
I guess the instruction has to be as well from the referee. Look, there's only so much I can do, so if it is available, play it away. Virtually no opportunity for the second shove either. You just don't get the grip that you need, the purchase that you need on the ground.
If he's not ready, I'm not going to force him into a scrum. Let's go, guys. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Another very solid scrum. And McLeod. No obstruction there. Powerful run from the Australian inside centre. John McLeod. In lost forward in contact. Clearance kick from Argentina. Has that gone straight into touch?
No advantage. Not one. No.
They will have to scrum again.
Yeah, in the conditions, the fact that those scrums are staying up is an absolute, it's so good by the players. It just shows the conditioning. That's how it's starting to well up.
Them coming to you. Let's put a tackle on the screen.
It looks like there's going to be a Timo check for a tackle. Well, Pereira's got to jump quite away. Splish splash. That was taken aback.
Another TMO call. On a tackle. Well, this is interesting because Thomas Medina was the man who had contact made with him for the previous yellow card. And it's a very similar height.
Come back to me. Okay, so 13 is upright with direct head contact, so it meets the yellow card threshold. 13.
You can understand the reasoning. It was direct head contact meets the yellow card threshold. I thought perhaps that the force was going through the ball rather than straight into the head first. But no opportunity for Australia.
No, they're having a shot at goal here. Seen the water building and building on the playing surface. If they get to half time,
so it's yellow card and he's going to go into the bunker.
with a 6-5 lead. And they've got to wait and see what happens. If this rain continues at this strength for much longer, the pitch is going to be in a very similar state to what it was when Australia were due to play Ireland here. McLaughlin Phillips. Just wide.
Yeah, just not over the 22. Thank you. Everyone behind.
Santiana DeLuca is just looking for a piece of turf where the ball won't just stay on the ground, not bounce up for him to kick the drop kick. Australia with one more attacking burst in this first period of this 5th-6th playoff. Harvey Korjiks. Nelson.
No, not right.
Penalty advantage on the stroke of half-time. And you wouldn't back a kicker even downwind to plant a foot where that penalty's been awarded.
Yeah, anyway.
They're having a go.
I think the thought might be in their mind as well that the game's going to get called off at half-time. So want to try and get the 1 point, get in the lead. Went to make the tackle. And because it was a double hit, it looks like it was Garcia Yandolina that didn't roll at the way, granting Australia this opportunity. I mean, Toby McPherson must back McLaughlin Phillips. And like anything, you want to have a captain that backs you. But this is potentially 42 meters on an angle in this rain.
No, just couldn't plant that left foot with any authority. And the half-time whistle sounds, and no doubt match commissioners and officials will be out during the half-time break assessing the state of the playing surface. Just the one try scored in the game by Timoteo Silva on the right wing for Argentina. Defeated Fiji 52-12 in their final game, but that wasn't quite enough to qualify them as the best placed second team in a pool that went to France to qualify for the semi-finals. So they went into semi-final for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spots, where they met South Africa again and defeated them by 34 points to 24. For Australia, they beat Georgia 35-11, then lost to Italy, a surprise result for the Junior Wallabies. They went down 17-12 against Italy, and their game, as we've mentioned, against Ireland, scheduled for this venue, was cancelled due to the pitch not being suitable. Match abandoned, so 2 points to each team. Then they beat Wales in the playoff to get into this game. As we get the second half underway here, the ball skidding across the surface. Dan Nelson waits and away for Tui Pelotu.
Gold, hold here. Hold.
Harry McLaughlin Phillips, who had 2 shots at goal at the back end of the first half, both from a long way out and very difficult to plant his left foot. Argentina straight into the mode, which saw them score the only try of the game. The sweeping backline move that put Timoteo Silva into the right corner.
One level back on side.
And it's a penalty to Argentina. Australia caught offside.
Yeah, and you can imagine Argentina might potentially look to go to post here. We spoke about not being able to plant that foot, so the other option is going to touch, which they do decide to take De Luca. You got to kind of just play the conditions, play what's presented in front of you. If you had a game plan coming into this, it almost goes completely out the window. But offside at that breakdown, trying to get that high line D, get into the faces of the Argentines, but just doing so illegally.
Fernandez de Oliveira, the target at the tail of Argentina's lineout. Quickly shuffled back for Marcos Camalings. And to the short side go Argentina through Di Biase. And held up. Excellent scrambling defense from Australia. One underneath him, one on top. Thomas Di Biase.
It's opportunistic from Di Biase. Spotted potentially the over tracking and then just caught around the bootlaces, which slowed him down. I think Nelson did really well to stop his opposite number there, or at least hinder the momentum that he was getting. It's like Leah's shoulders that was turned.
Goal line dropout. Elizalde returning it for Argentina. And just a little over-eager Toby McPherson playing Thomas de Biase. Penalty advantage Argentina. A little dummy kick there from Santino De Luca. Everyone thought he was going to make the kick. Ball knocked out of De Biase's hands, but come back for the penalty against Australia's captain.
Yeah, Toby McPherson over-eager at that breakdown. So another law trial variation that's come into play is not playing the 9 around the ruck area at all. Thought the ball was out, did Toby McPherson, so that's why he went for it, but then ended up playing Di Biase.
Came from an offside position as well. Didn't aid his cause.
Solid opportunity for Argentina 3 minutes in.
Oh, he got 5.
Transfer of the ball back to him is good. Still travelling forward. Argentina's ball and just out of his grasp as he made a lunge for the line.
Oh, that's always the worst when you see that whitewash. You know it's in your reach, but he'd already lost it before he actually tried to leap for the try line. It was just as he broke off, it looked like an Australian hand that got involved. Just dislodging the ball, so that's disappointing. They would have thought they could extend their lead early on in the second half, the Argentines.
Well, we said it just after half-time. Full credit to the Packs. No scrums lost. Most of them completed. And from that picture, a very handy laundry contract loading. Off the back of another solid Australian scrum. And Jerry McLeod did a number of these bullocking runs in the first half. He's unhappy with the decision.
Just lost in contact there.
1 and 2.
Changes for Argentina. Diego Correa and Marcos Camalings are being replaced.
Keep that standard.
Juan Racing Rebol and Stanislao Rodriguez not difficult to spot amongst their teammates.
Oh, it's the new ones, shiny. The shiny ones that have made their way into the park. Unfortunately for McLeod, they'll be so disappointed. The thing with the conditions at the moment is you can have a run. First defenders are potentially going to slip off of you, so a big bustling runner like McLeod would be licking his lips at these opportunities.
Set.
Bernasconi had the pickup at the back, but not quite the pickup. Idea was a good one, just shifting his position at the tail of the scrum. With Dibiase going away to his right, but the proverbial bar of soap.
That's mud and water. And Bernasconi just getting a knee to the ball as he was trying to get the ball out the scrum. To no fault of his own.
One more set piece for Argentina to endure as they remain at 14 men. Thomas Medina shortly to make his return from the 10 minutes in the sin bin. Well, it came back into the tunnel off a knee and unable to get a good hook on that ball. McLeod. And Jack Harley.
Take him back.
Back from Nelson. Ball taken back into the 22. McLaughlin Phillips with the clearance kick.
Wide full back.
Returned by Elizalde.
You're inside the 10. No. I have to give you the mark. Offside. I have to give you the mark first.
The intent is to play, Matty, and that's good to see. They want to play, they want to make the runs. Thomas Medina just warming himself up after being in the sin bin. Then realize that they're not going to get a lot of ball in hand, potentially the back, so just to make sure that they stay warm, want to take the tap and go play.
Argentina. 7. Number 5, Argentina.
So another 2 changes for Argentina. Alvaro Garcia Yandolino being replaced by Juan Penocos. Penocos, who turned 19 on the day of the game against England. And Agustin Sarelli has replaced Santos Fernandez de Oliveira. Well, McPherson went low. Dynamic situation, the weight of the Argentina player taking him over the top of the tackle. Nothing deemed dangerous. It's going to be a penalty against Franco Rosetto if Australia can't make more of this. Linton Yeli goes straight to ground.
Right. So that's the third one now for players being in front of the kicker. We need to make sure we retreat, and the player that's at the back needs to be onside as well. That's the final warning for in front of kickers. Number 11 in front.
Might not understand what he's saying, but he was very firm in what he said. Just discipline, letting the Argentines down at the moment. They've conceded 8 penalties versus only the 5 of Australia, so granting Australia opportunity. Oh!
Go wide, hold!
Well, McLaughlin Phillips missing touch with the penalty. Not too much damage done. They'll still get a line out just outside Argentina's 22 following the clearance kick.
You can go closer, but not close to the line. You can go closer.
He's on the mark.
5-man line-out called.
Over the top of the outstretched arm. Poached by Argentina. Matthew Torrado
Use it!
DiBiase.
Okay, leave it.
Lots of height on the kick. And hacked through on the chase as well. McLeod stood firm.
Leave it now, leave it!
The hands were on the ball from Argentina for a good period of time there, although Morne Ferreira had called for them to get hands away. Harvey Korjiks.
Big gold, stop!
Coming down just outside Argentina's 22.
Fall back.
Elizalde. McLaughlin Phillips has a long way to track back.
Gold, retreat!
And Wilcox's kick skewing off the side of his boot. Counter-attack opportunity on here for Argentina. Away by De Luca. Strong tackle from Wilcox. Way to the left they go. Sarelli. Oh, there's a little obstruction there. No tackle made is the call. Thomas Rapetti rumbling on. Now Medina slips the first tackle. Pops it up effectively, lost forward. It's Australia's turn to counter. Not wanting to go to the boot. Pritchard.
Use it. Last feet. Gold, hold. Advantage over.
Nelson for McLaughlin Phillips, and that's a much, much better kick.
That's good management of pressure by Australia, making their hits, just staying disciplined around the ruck area, coaxing the Argentines to make their own mistakes, waiting for those handling errors.
Argentina's head coach Alvaro Galindo, like his opposing coach Nathan Gray, capped by his country. 13 test matches for Argentina on the flank for Alvaro Galindo. Revol. No gap in that line out.
Yeah. Well spotted there, Matt. Got to keep your space. They were just trying to close down, looking to compete. Contest in the air.
Bit of contact in the air there. That's going to result in a penalty for Argentina. A soft one.
Yeah. Soft penalty. It's unnecessary to try and compete on that second one. Can understand the intent, but if you're not going to beat him on the ground, so that's where lineouts are one, is you beat them on the ground before you beat them in the air. And immediately saw, I think it was Ikayake.
Yeah, it was. He put himself at risk as well.
Yeah. Completely. Got to make smarter decisions in those small areas.
Argentina's line-out has functioned the better of the two on the night. Good contest that time from Australia.
Last feet.
Oh, and away goes Rapetti. Huge contribution from the tight head. Front foot for Argentina. DiBiase. Sarelli.
Last feet.
Oh, Rapetti wants another go. And why not? Pops it to his left.
Last feet, 5.
For Torrado. Just unable to get that foothold to make the surge forwards, but now Argentina over the line. Held up.
That's the second one, Matthew. They were over the line a couple minutes ago and it was held up with a break from DiBiase. And then this time around, held up again.
Time is off.
It's the change, Sorelli.
Okay, Ben, coming to you.
Mona, I'm going to show you clear head contact from goal 12. Let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
It looks like there's a TMO check for head-on-head contact by McLeod.
Already seen Caden Pritchard spend 10 minutes in the bin. Also Thomas Medina for Argentina. Now there's a call against...
Okay, look at the head contact from 12 gold.
Jerem McLeod.
This will be a better clip.
Oh, he's got him right on the chin.
Okay, so we've got direct head-on-head contact. Play is always upright. And we see a lacrosse play shot.
I agree.
Thank you. Come back to me.
The hit was on Juan Penocos.
Yeah, the center's just on the wrong side of
Number 12 gold.
the tackles today.
Gold.
McLeod, he's also one of those really strong physical 12 runners who want to get up in your face, want to make the hits, and then on attack they're really strong. Toby McPherson, the captain, not happy with that call.
High tackle.
Oh, that's interesting. Opted to go for the post.
So 10 minutes in the bin for Jerem McLeod, and Australia also making changes. So from out in front, Santino De Luca extends Argentina's lead.
Playing the small margins of the game now. Argentina not risking anything. They knew the kick was right in front of the post, so take points on offer.
Nathaniel Titi is on in jersey number 17 and straight into the action with a driving tackle. Eamon Doyle also on for Australia.
Wide, stop! Stop! Play on.
Well, Wilcox opting to go quickly with the throw. McLaughlin Phillips driven back by Rebor.
Use it.
Harvey Cordukes, a willing carrier throughout this contest. So too Toby McPherson, the captain.
No hands.
McLaughlin Phillips. Pritchard into contact. And through the hands of Wilcox. I'm not sure that went forward at all off an Australian hand. So,
Sorry.
Oh dear. That is going to be referred.
Gold.
Yeah. Has to be.
After the whistle, and completely unnecessary.
Do not take the law into your own. With me, listen to me very clearly. I will deal with it. Do not take it into your own hands. Get the message across. 19. 19. 19. Okay. It's a clear lifting tackle after. It's a clear lifting tackle after the ball.
Yeah, but he knew immediately as soon as he made that hit. Juan Penocos, he is such an instrumental player to the side, actually. And he does have leadership skills and abilities, made the hits and then just completely driven past the horizontal. It's going to be a yellow card every day of the week. Australia are just looking like they were starting to string something together. not had much opportunities down this end of the park, so
Here we go. Here's your mark.
Argentina's really bullied them territorially. They have to make this count.
Five in. Ball. Start to 5.
Well, you can hear the celebrations within the Argentine pack. Athletic leap from Aiden Ikanyake. Went inside the 5. And Australia's attempted maul taken towards the touchline. And Dane Sawyer's just too late.
Unfortunately, that's kind of been their story, that this championship lineout's not going to hand and not working for them. Well defended though by Argentina.
Revol's throw, excellent contest from Australia, forcing the mistake at the front. It may be messy, but it's effective. Elias claiming that his arm was played in the air.
Got in the front. He might actually have an argument. Disappointed with that.
Yeah, sure, let's go over it.
Took it into his own hands, went to the front jumper. So again, Argentina that wasn't able to make use of the opportunities have a scrum inside the 22.
Austin Dervish, here he is, wearing jersey 20 of the Waratahs.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And again, that ball getting trapped. Like a hand in there from Eamon Doyle. McPherson, the captain. Cut down by Bernasconi. Australia continue to work hard around the corner. Cordukes. And then Doyle. Revel making a contest over the ball. McLaughlin Phillips staying strong.
No hands. Leave it.
Another carry for Doyle.
Good down truck. No arms in the tackle.
Well, a fair counter ruck, but a penalties for a no-arms tackle.
Can I get both captains, please?
Yeah, I thought this was coming.
Okay. We've got 2 yellow cards each for foul play, and now we've got a no-arms tackle as well. I suggest both of you talk to your players. Foul play stops now. Let's get the discipline black, and we play with good spirits. Is that clear? Yeah. So penalty here, no-arms tackle, number 4. So just wrap, yes.
Yeah, not mincing his words, Morne Ferreira, making sure that both captains understand the fashion in which we want to play the game of rugby. Argentina's conceded 10 penalties,
Good.
of which I think
No arms tackle.
4, 5 were conceded within the last 10 minutes.
Fijian-born Trevor King makes his appearance. This is rugby in Brisbane with the Reds, replacing another Red in Nick Bloomfield at tight head as Harry McLaughlin Phillips, another Red, gets a second penalty.
Captain.
The final quarter of the championship for these two teams awaits.
Yep. So the first bunker against number 12 will remain a yellow card because of that step. Bunker remains yellow, yeah.
Yeah, so just confirmation that the
number 12.
referred bunker yellow card against McLeod
Sound
will
back on.
remain a yellow card. Found some mitigation, did the TMOs.
Mark called from the restart.
On me. On me, on me.
Wilcox making the clearance kick from the mark that he called. Amazingly, the skies are now crystal clear.
Thumbs off.
Not
11.
what you'd call a balmy evening, but certainly the rain has gone for now. Another change. Felipe Ledesma. That is a well-known name in Argentine rugby.
Okay, sound back on. Yep.
Ledesma.
Ball.
Really well executed line out. And
Five, don't sit
interesting, Layla, they've gone to the 4 and 5 man almost the entire game. Argentina allowing themselves the opportunity to bring strike runners into the back line. And some more slick handling down the left.
Ball side entry.
Playing on a penalty advantage against captain Toby McPherson.
Yeah, the penalty count just climbing and climbing for both of these sides at the moment.
Ball side entry. Changing your bind. Ball.
All the players going down, legs are starting to get heavy. It's hard enough trying to play 80 minutes. It's even harder trying to play 80 minutes in mud.
In conditions like this, you need somebody to set a standard. I'm just having a look at some of the numbers around this game. The two captains of the top tacklers for both of their sides. Huge effort for second row forwards to be in the double figures in tackle count. Elias at 15. And still just under a quarter of the game to go.
This is the maul that Argentina trying to set up, and then coming in from the side, trying to stop that maul illegally. Just granting them another opportunity, get within 7 meters of the try line.
Towards the tail they go.
Over.
A rare full line out for Argentina. The maul still advancing. Then the breakaway from Rebol.
Last feet 17.
Pick and drive repelled. Looked like Torrado, who was trying to go around the edge.
Onside.
It was indeed. We're hearing that the yellow card is shown to Juan Penocos is also going to remain a yellow, and a relieving penalty for the junior Wallabies.
That takes a lot of effort to try and steal the ball and make a good hit. Had to get the hit in, roll out the way, and then find the Argentinian isolated.
Boston Whakafanua, New Zealand born.
Taken back. Goal, stop.
Now playing
Stop.
for the Western Force, has come on. Just need to get confirmation, but it looks as though he's replaced Jarrah McLeod, who's spent his 10 minutes in the sin bin and has now been replaced. And another change being made. It's Angus Staniforth, nephew of former Wallaby Scott Staniforth, who's grabbed himself a couple of tries in this year's championship.
Time is off. Number 2. Substitution. Time back on.
And Oniti Fina replacing Ottavio Tupilotu.
Ball over. Same ball. That's wide to ground. No, don't swim, don't swim. No, you already broke it.
Toby McPherson claiming that he had rights to go through the middle there, but called out of that
Okay, 5 out.
defensive effort by referee
Don't
Ferreira.
swim. It's the same ball. He's through the middle. Okay, ball's available.
That Moore given a lot of time to evolve. Valarolo. Now the advantage comes. So dangerous height in the tackle. They've got to be so careful. The cards that have been given, little chip over the top, partially charged down.
13 offside.
The call is against Caden Pritchard.
And that's, again, Australians just offside at ruck time. But it's all because of the high line defense that they're trying to execute. Thing is, though, if you're going to try execute it, everyone's got to be on the same page. Thought the ball was out. Wanted to get up to stop the ball from going wide, because Argentina actually had the numbers on the outside, so they wanted to try and stop the pass from going that way.
And not surprising, it's straight in front. Just chip away and open up a 5-point lead.
This is just chipping away, chipping away, chipping away for the Argentines.
An awkward restart. He lost forward by Argentina, and they've made another change. Geronimo Lorenz.
Go, yo. Let's go!
Those impact players that have just come onto the park are going to have to really try and bring something. Australia's had so many opportunities to try and strike from, but then at the last minute, falling apart.
11.5 minutes of additional effort. An energy-sapping campaign. We spoke in the earlier games.
Set.
We spoke about the 5-day turnarounds between games, 5 match days in this championship, but also playing them in some of these conditions. It just takes more out on the body. Strong run from Whakafanua.
It's back off White.
McLaughlin Phillips. Lost forward by Finau.
Oh, that'd be disappointing for Finau. He might have looked up, just seen a bit of space, and then just looked straight into, or took his eye off the ball just before he had the ball in the bread basket. Unfortunately, just again another opportunity lost for Australia.
6 matches on each of the 5 match days in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship. And if you've enjoyed the coverage and perhaps you've missed 1 or 2 or even more games on any day, full match replays of all the games are available on Rugby Pass TV. There are geo restrictions that apply, but
Let's go.
go and have a look at Rugby Pass TV.
Time back on. Yes, Mark.
Started the day here at Athlone Stadium with a real nail-biter between Fiji and Spain. Fiji looked in complete control. For Spain to come roaring back to tie it up at 19-all, going to extra time, and win 11th place and their place in the championship next year with a maul try in the second period of extra time.
Play away.
Argentina play away from a collapsed scrum. Elizalde, who's been impressive at the back, with the boot downfield onto Staniforth. Whakafanua. And Argentina getting the penalty. Celebration from the skipper.
Yeah, that's what you call heads-up play. Matt, he saw that the ball was completely available. There wasn't any cleaners coming in, so there was no ruck formed. He was the first person in. Got his hands on the ball. It was almost lackluster. You'd think that, you know, the scrum off would come in and try and make the hit, try and clean him off the ball. But Efrain Elias, so aware. Takes it into contact. And then the ball's placed, but there's no cleaners. And he's the first person in, only the scrum off that's there, and gets the turnover for his side.
The five-man line-out, wonderful steal for Australia.
Stop, stop.
McLaughlin Phillips's kick. Elizalde. And forward in the air off Argentina, then back off McLaughlin Phillips.
Good idea to try and get into the air, force Argentina or force Australia to try and make the mistake. Unfortunately, just on the wrong side of that, arguing it perhaps went off his chest more than off the hands. Scrum off's always the cleanest on the rugby pitch. Both of the scrum off changes coming on.
Point. Set.
Away by Billy Dickens for Australia, Whakafanua, and McLaughlin Phillips for Staniforth. So, see how difficult it is for him to get a foothold.
Okay, goal, hold. Stop. Wide full back.
More good positional play from Benjamin Elizalde. And did he lose it backwards? The referee says he did. Silva. Untidy ball though at the base for Lorenz. Still plenty of energy in that Australian team. They have belief.
He has only 5 points in it. So they would just hope that they can get down into Argentina's 22 and then potentially get something from it. It's just not been their game today, but Elizalde got up really high, lost backwards, and then it was just complete chaos at that breakdown. Went in for the clean. Everyone started getting involved. 10 handling errors versus the 8 of Australia.
Crouch. Point. Set.
Dickens had to go digging as his scrum was retreating.
Okay, goal, hold! Hold!
And McLaughlin Phillips opting for the safety of touch, but they're going to have to get men in the air now. Less than 5 minutes to play. They're going to have to contest every line out.
It must be said, both pivots, both generals have done really well to try and control the game as much as they possibly could.
Over 15.
Another maul from Argentina. And as Australia tried to defend it, the mildly ironic call from the referee of don't swim. Now the breakaway from Rebol, powerful from the replacement hooker. There was a man over the ball, cleaned off it in the nick of time. Away by Lorenz. Valarolo. Australia caught off the feet. The penalties against Austin Dervidge. And
Basketball coming back on turn.
kicks this over. It's an 8-point lead with less than 3 minutes to play.
Now this is, again, take all the points you can. We've seen what they've done in front of the post. They want to take it off his feet at breakdown time.
No, not yet.
Well, this championship drawing to a close. We've had 12 of the best under-20 nations in the world competing here at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships in South Africa. And Argentina do take that 8-point lead. Next Northern Hemisphere summer, though, 16 of the best women's rugby teams in the world will be taking centre stage as England plays host to the Women's Rugby World Cup of 2025. Promises to be an unforgettable few weeks of action. It'll take England by storm at 8 different venues across the country. Staniforth. McLaughlin Phillips. Excellent hands from Finau in there as well. Now Saunders. Argentina still throwing themselves into their defensive effort, getting off the line quickly. Don't even want to give Australia a sniff in these final couple of minutes. Staniforth. Pritchard fell awkwardly in the tackle. Dickens. Really strong hit on Australia's captain. Good counter ruck as well. And then it's a little knock on from Harvey Cordukes. Tip on there, and Cordukes just looked up at the vital moment. He was under pressure from Juan Pedro Bernasconi.
Yeah, right there. Last minute.
Argentina look as though they have this one sealed, and one of the features of their play which has allowed them to prevail in this game has been the management of their lineouts. 15 lineouts won, and from a vast number of those they've been able to bring their maul into play, suck Australian players into the contest. Little tip on from Elizalde. And Valarolo brought to ground and losing the ball. The scuffle after the whistle. We've heard Morne Ferreira warning them against this before.
Guys, we've got 1 minute left. Exactly. Let's play.
Can understand the frustration creeping in.
Both went down. We play away.
Not the ideal conditions that these teams would have wanted, but they have given it their all as they play off for 5th and 6th, regardless of the result. Here, this was going to be a massive improvement on Argentina's effort in 2023. They were 9th in 2023. They're going to finish in 5th place here as the hooter sounds. Argentina get the ball off the field. And they bring to a close a satisfactory outing at this World Rugby Under-20 Championship. Just the one loss for Argentina.